All right, so I got a text message from the wife flower owner. You guys want to see what he said?
The old man's gonna knock on the sky. Listen to the sound.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So this is the exact text message he sent me. I copied and pasted it to my email so I can blow it up into this wonderful large thing. Now let's go through this text message real quick. Matt, I know you think you're doing something heroic and helping out the little guys, but you're not. Wrong, your. I got the call that you no called, no showed, so we let you go. It was nothing personal. That's a lie. I can prove it because I have the pay stubs from the 2 previous weeks that I worked 40 hours a week, 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday, and I got fully paid for both of those. So one of your 3 managers lied to you, and when you were in charge, Aaron, you were 100% in charge of everything. So you took their face value lie as a face value lie and fired me for no reason. And the 3 managers that were working at the time were Bailey, Joseph, and Cheryl. And Cheryl was the newest manager you had just hired. The delivery driver I was supposed to be training no called, no showed for 3 straight days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And he was the one that no called, no showed. But somehow you fired me for his fault. That's weird. Fact is, I am getting sued by multiple investors because you're a liar. Allegedly. But also, we've never stolen a dime and put in hundreds of thousands of my own money. Not only that, I am personally stuck with massive debt from it because you're a horrible owner and don't know what you're doing. I gave all the employees 1 week heads up that we were closing. So his 1 week was, he told them the Monday of Christmas that they were closing Christmas Eve on Thursday and never reopening. That's 4 days notice, Aaron. That's not a week. Just happened to be Christmas Eve. I did not have funds to pay them after that, so it was our last day. That is probably, I'm kind of questioning your authenticity here, Aaron, because it seems like you still have money for food and gas and everything. So I'm wondering where all this money went. I personally paid multiple employees out of my own money because the company didn't have any, because of your management and the way you were running the company. This is all on your fault. I was very flexible with scheduling and gave all the employees samples all the time. The samples you gave us were unsmokable. Most of them were expired, and they were crap white flower products that you couldn't move, so you tried to give them to the employees. I'm not sure where all this hatred comes from, but I do not deserve it. Yeah, you do. I have a family and kids, and no matter what you think about me, this is very uncalled for. So you should think about your family and your kids when you're allegedly sleeping with other employees that you have working for you. And I have allegedly heard people tell that you've been texting former employees after they've been fired on Christmas Eve at 2 a.m. So if I was Aaron's wife, I'd be checking his phone because he's allegedly sleeping with other people. My attorney wants me to move forward with a cease and desist order. I told him I wanted to talk to you first as a man. Now, what your attorney probably told you was you have no cause for a cease and desist, so you have to ask me to take it down because you have no legal right to ask me to cease and desist. I am asking you, please take that down. If you have any further questions for me about anything, I'm happy to answer, but you totally got wrong info. Let's go over that wrong info. I am actually extremely generous with what I thought you had firsthand at. I'm not sure what proper English that's supposed to be, but Aaron, you might want to use Chat GPT next time because your handwriting and grammar is absolutely horrible. This is turning into something blown way out of proportion, so will you please take that down? Now, I have thought of many things I've wanted to say and respond with that text message, but I decided, you know what? You seem to like my videos, so I thought I'd make another video for you, Aaron. So now let's go over the facts and info. So I'm going to put up the legal MRA report about what exactly happened here. This is white flower. This is White Flower Store. This is Aquaculture Processing Center. This is a greenhouse. This is a greenhouse. This is a barn. So according to his license, he is only guaranteed this much, the store and the processing center. None of this has been inspected or approved by Michigan for any use legally for Aaron in White Flower. So on September 7th, 2023, they found a pallet of product in this white barn and fined you $18,000. State of Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs. Here is the official order, consent order. Now, you can go ahead and read this. I am going to put a link to it, but what this says is, here's your fine. You have 30 days in effect to pay it, and you said you were going to pay it. That's your license. And this goes through very clearly how you lied to the state of Michigan and how you refused to pay them. So Brian Hanna, the executive director, was the person that signed this on 10/31/2024. If you keep going, the stipulation, this is what the parties have agreed to. And once again, I'm going to put all this, but I'm going to just point out that the important part is right here. This is his signature. On 10/18/2024, Aaron signed and agreed that he had an $18,000 fine that he needed to pay off. That's his signature on 10/15/24. Now, if you notice, it says authorized officer on behalf of the respondent, Great Lakes Aquaculture. So Aaron likes to claim he's the owner, and he does have the owner's share control. But when we opened, he introduced us to the real owner, which is his mother. His mother gave him almost all the money to open this place. And I feel really bad for her because you screwed your own mom out of your own money. And this is one of the reasons why you're getting sued. So on 10/15/2024, you were informed by the Michigan Regulatory Act that you were fined for $18,000 for illegally using those barns and greenhouses. So they sent a follow-up and was asking you specific questions about those buildings. And here's a formal complaint. And this formal complaint with your address and your signature. All right, formal complaint that you lied. Factual allegations intended to action to the CRA. So the CRA said that because you were out of line using those buildings, they contacted you on January 4th of 2024 about the barn that was not cleared or inspected. On January 10th of 2024, they contacted you about the other buildings that you did not have access, that did not have right to use. September 7th, 2023, that's the day of the violation. And all of this goes over and says greenhouses, building, not approved, out of storage. You lied to them. You said that pallet of product that was metered was actually in the store vault. It was not. It was in a barn illegally. Count the first. This is exactly from the state of Michigan. Everything that you agreed to that you lied to them about, and you still have not yet paid, you're fine. Count the third. It's amazing what, the truth will actually do for you, Aaron, if you tried using the truth sometimes. So all of this just basically says is that he violated his own license, and he had no right to violate his own license. But for the other part, on 10/15/24, you signed the consent order stating that you did lie to the state of Michigan, and you were on the lam for the $18,000. On 1/19/2024, they agreed that they were going to shut you down. So you closed on Christmas Eve because you didn't want to pay the holiday pay, and also the Michigan State Regulatory was going to come in and shut you down. So you closed Christmas Eve because you had to. Not because you're doing it out of generosity, not because you run out of money, blah, 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 blah. You like to lie, go ahead and keep lying. It's working great for you, isn't it? If anybody who worked at White Flower feels like they were a victim of Aaron's sexual harassment or any inappropriate harassment or inappropriate advances, you are a victim and you have the right to report that if you want to. The Michigan Legal Center phone number is 248-886-8650. It is free to call. You can consult with them for free if you feel like you were violated. And I wouldn't trust a single word that Aaron says, because he's willing to lie to the state of Michigan about his license. And this is right here, says any party aggravated by an action of the CRA, suspending, revoking, restricting, or refusing to renew a license or imposing a fine shall be given a hearing upon request. You violated all these rules, Aaron. Michigan is coming for your license, and somehow you closed early to try to preserve or save your license. Didn't work out that way, did it? So you could go ahead and keep on telling whatever lies you want, but the truth is coming out. And your investors have a right to sue you because you misled them. Did you tell them on September 7th that you were inspected and failed the inspection? Did you tell them on January 4th that the barns still weren't cleared? You wasted all that money building all those greenhouses and developing all that land. And then on January 10th, 2024, you contacted the state of Michigan and said that you were going to lease them to somebody else. So you can't make money growing your own weed. You're going to try to lease out these rooms and these greenhouses to another grower that grows good product. And you can have the lease money from that, but you never approved it with the state of Michigan. So the thing here with the state of Michigan is you have to get approval for everything before you do anything. And Aaron was doing whatever he wanted. So this is what the state of Michigan can prove. If anybody has anything else they think might help the state of Michigan in their case, you can contact the people in this CRA and let them know by mail, in person, or by email. And all of this is public knowledge. None of this is secret. All of this is, and the phone number again for sexual harassment was 248-886-8650. So I cannot prove that Aaron slept with anybody or did anything inappropriate. So all I can say is that he allegedly did this. But when you're texting former employees that haven't worked for you in over a year on Christmas Eve at 2 a.m., it makes me wonder what you're doing. Because obviously you have your family in mind when you're texting these people at 2 a.m., right? Same thing with the business that you ran into the ground and the investors' money that you took. So this is all on you, Aaron. I was your best delivery driver, and you're trying to lie to the public and lie to me and saying I no-called, no-showed. You fired all the managers that worked underneath you because you can't blame anybody else when you run the business into the ground. So White Flower is dead, thank God. As soon as you had a little competition from some other dispensaries, you couldn't handle it. You couldn't stay profitable. And just so everybody knows, I made $16 an hour a month after I started working there because Aaron noticed how good I was at customer service. I was one of the highest paid employees there, and we weren't allowed to discuss it because he was paying some of the other bud tenders and cannabis educators $12 to $13 an hour. So he couldn't even be honest to the employees about how much they were paying each other. So you got to question everything that Aaron does and take it with a grain of salt. Allegedly. So if you want to keep on texting me, Aaron, go right ahead and I'll keep showing everybody the texts. Or you can go ahead and make your own video explaining what you did and explaining what you're going to do going forward, and then leave the comments open so everybody can tell you what a wonderful person you are. But I'm going to keep on making videos. My videos are going to stay up because this is my channel and you have no control over my channel. So your bald ass lies can keep on telling bald ass lies in Saugatuck, but the truth in Pawpaw is you drove this business into the ground because you kept lying to the state of Michigan, your investors, and your customers. So answer this question to me, Aaron. How much money did those saltwater fish tanks cost at Fenville and Pawpaw? How much money a year did you put into saltwater fish tanks? More than you probably put into the employees, allegedly. So go ahead and enjoy your saltwater tank that you still have to pay for, because you can't just let those fish die, can you? Oh, you know what? I'm willing to bet Aaron's going to let everything in there die because he can't afford to pay for any of it. So not only are you a plant killer, a company killer, you're also a fish killer too, allegedly. So you guys have a good day. Thanks for tuning into this video, and I'll see you on the next text message or the next thing he has to say. Goodbye. And of course, remember, any day you get the fly is a good day.
Just let us deflower you.